The candle flickered 3 times before going dark. That's when I realized everything I'd been taught was a lie. My name is Sarah Mitchell, and for 32 years I believed I knew what worship meant. I grew up in the pews of Redemption Grace Church, a towering stone building on the corner of Maple and Fifth, where the stained glass windows cast rainbow shadows across the wooden floors every Sunday morning. The rituals were as familiar to me as breathing: the standing and sitting, the responsive readings, the passing of the offering plate, the communion wafers that dissolved on my tongue like whispers of promises. But nothing could have prepared me for what I discovered 3 months ago. It started on an ordinary Wednesday evening. I'd stayed late after Bible study to help Mrs. Patterson clean up the fellowship hall. Coffee cups littered the tables, and someone had spilled grape juice on the carpet again. As I wiped down the last table, I heard voices drifting from the sanctuary, low, rhythmic, almost chanting. "That's strange," Mrs. Patterson said, glancing at her watch. "There's no service scheduled tonight." Curiosity pulled me toward the heavy oak doors. Through the narrow gap, I could see candlelight dancing on the walls. 7 figures stood in a circle around the altar, all wearing the deep purple robes reserved for special ceremonies. I recognized Pastor David's tall frame immediately, and beside him, Deacon Morris, Sister Helen, and 4 others from the church leadership. They were performing a ritual I'd never seen before. Pastor David held an ornate silver chalice above his head, speaking in a language I didn't recognize. The others responded in unison, their voices creating an eerie harmony that made the hair on my arms stand up. On the altar lay an open book, not the Bible we used every Sunday, but something older, with yellowed pages and strange symbols etched into the leather cover. "Sarah, we should go," Mrs. Patterson whispered urgently, tugging at my sleeve. But I couldn't move. I was transfixed by what I was seeing. The ritual continued for another 20 minutes. They passed the chalice around the circle, each person drinking deeply before speaking words in that foreign tongue. Then Pastor David picked up the ancient book and read from it, his voice rising and falling in a cadence that felt both sacred and profoundly wrong. When they finally extinguished the candles and left through the side door, Mrs. Patterson and I waited in the darkness of the fellowship hall. Neither of us spoke for a long time. "How long have you known?" I asked. She looked at me with tired eyes. 15 years, since my husband